Miss. I've heard horror stories, but then, a mutual friend of ours, Sean Gibbons, illustrious photographer here at the station, was at O'Hare yesterday and texted me and said 15 minutes getting through TSA pre-check.
And, I was talking to some folks that were out there, and they said it almost looked like, one of the least traveled days.
Exactly.
Because so many folks maybe had avoided it.
Exactly.
And I'm just wondering, are people taking the bus? Are they going Amtrak? Are they sticking their thumb
But then you got
out?
gas prices, so that's a whole other, if they're going to decide to drive, it's...
From now on, I'm skateboarding.
Right. You know what? It's not a bad... Well, you bike a lot, too.
I do, yeah.
You do bike around.
But you can't get to California on a bike. You can.
Not with that attitude.
But it takes a little bit of a long time. Yeah, absolutely. Well,
tell that to Forrest Gump. He got around just fine.
He just
felt like
fine.
running.
Yep. Well, you know what? If you're running out...
We are 2 minutes into the show and doing Forrest Gump impressions already.
That's okay, because honestly, that's going to be the best part of the show.
It's all downhill. It's all downhill from there.
You know what? It is going to be a great day, though.
Yes, it is.
We have some sunshine coming out. We have clouds around this morning. But look at that. There's an inkling. An inkling. I'm not really sure what an inkling is. Grandma used to say there were inklings.
Hint.
There's a who?
Small hint.
A small hint. An inkling. Is that like a little bit of ink that falls out of the inkwell and leaves a little?
I like that.
I don't know. I'm just kind of... Just work with me here, folks. We've got mostly cloudy skies here at the moment, but an inkling of sunshine coming up over the horizon here this morning. High temperatures today. You are going to like it. That's my belief anyway. Look at this. Temperatures mid and upper 70s around Chicago. I'm going 82 in LaSalle, Peru. I'm going 80 degrees today in Morris, 80 degrees in Kankakee. Elsewhere, temperatures in the 70s everywhere. And again, we're talking not just about low 70s. We're talking about mid and upper 70s just about everywhere you look. Satellite, radar. Yeah, we've had clouds overnight. Clouds starting to break up a little bit. Look at past DeKalb County, out to our west. You're starting to see some patchy clearing, and we have a little bit of patchy clearing going on here around Chicago as well, or at least not the dense, thick clouds that will blot out the sun all day long. Temperatures starting out, these are pretty mild temps. 47 degrees right now in Joliet. That's pretty close to our normal daytime high temperature. We're already there. That's why we're going to have very mild conditions today. 45 degrees at Midway, 44 degrees at O'Hare. Next 48 hours, they roll out like this. Temperatures, middle, upper 70s. Sunshine around. A beautiful, beautiful day. Overnight tonight, those temperatures largely staying in the low 40s, maybe some upper 30s. But then watch what happens as we go throughout the morning. Those temperatures continue to tick downward as we go into Sunday night and into Monday. And daytime high temperatures on Monday only back into the 40s. All right, there are more mild periods coming in the 7-day and the 10-day forecast. I'll share that with you.
Thank you, Mark. We are following breaking news this morning. An 84-year-old woman is dead following a house fire in Chicago's Logan Square neighborhood. Chicago police say officers and firefighters responded to a report of a fire at a residential home. After the fire was put out, they found the woman unresponsive inside the home. She was taken to a hospital where she later died. The Chicago Fire Department is still investigating the incident. Also breaking out of Logan Square, police are investigating a stabbing at the CTA Blue Line station. This happened in the 1900 block of Northwestern. Police say a 30-year-old man was on the platform when he got into a verbal argument with another man who used a sharp object to stab the victim. The suspect later ran away from the scene. The victim suffered a stab wound to the hand and was taken to a hospital. He is expected to be okay. No arrest has been made. There are charges pending against a man accused of intentionally setting a building on fire in Rogers Park. It is the same fire that killed Chicago firefighter Michael Altman. The suspect is facing felony charges. As Brett Bugansky explains, all of this is happening as tributes continue to pour in for Altman.
This is Sheaves Slate, who Chicago police said is now in custody, facing 4 felony charges, including first-degree murder and aggravated arson. Slate is accused of intentionally setting a fire to an apartment building on North Shore and Ravenswood in Rogers Park Monday morning, a fire that ultimately killed Chicago firefighter Michael Altman, who fell through the first floor into the basement and suffered severe injuries that put him in the hospital, where he died from his injuries Tuesday.
Michael gave everything in service to the people of Chicago, and we will never forget his courage and sacrifice.
We lost a hero, firefighter EMT Altman. displayed an incredible amount of courage and bravery and strength.
On Wednesday, Chicago police said they arrested Slate near Irving Park Road and Broadway. On Thursday, our sources told us officers arrested him on an unrelated case for failure to appear, but were questioning him in connection to the fatal fire. It's something I discussed with 45th Ward Alderman Jim Gardner.
When you hear about a potential arrest made in this fatal fire, how are you feeling about this?
We'll definitely let that play out. And, I have full faith in the Chicago Police Department that they'll do the job, every investigative piece that they should do and will do. And I have no doubt that justice will be served.
While Slate's legal battle is beginning, the city is getting ready to say goodbye to the man who epitomized courage, sacrifice, and love for his city. Friday morning, hundreds lined up from the Cook County Medical Examiner's office to Blake Lamb Funeral Home in Oak Lawn, where the Altman family prepares for his funeral.
Very hard worker, a guy I would definitely go to war with and then have a couple beers with right after.
Days ago, I spoke to some friends of Altman's, like Danny Conrad from Barstool Sports, who worked with him before they landed in their chosen professions.
Him and I, whether we were cleaning up puke together or just stocking beers, we'd always be like, man, we need to find a new job. And he said that, he would joke, don't forget me if you ever make it to Barstool. And I also think there's a special spot in heaven for those same types of people.
That was Brett Bugansky reporting. Fox Chicago searched Chicago police records and found that officers arrested Slate 3 times last year alone, one for possession of methamphetamine, another for retail theft, and another because of an outstanding warrant. Slate is scheduled for court today at 12:30. The city of Elgin fired one of its officers for a social media post regarding Operation Midway Blitz. Last October, Jason Lentz posted his support for ICE on Facebook. He also said businesses should check for undocumented immigrants. The city launched an investigation after learning about the post. They put him on leave. The city found he violated policies and procedures. He was with the department for 28 years. A Chicago police officer is off the job and currently under investigation following a deadly shooting in the Humboldt Park neighborhood. Officer Max Walzer has been stripped of his police powers and reassigned while an investigation into the incident is still ongoing. The family of Derek Jordan says police went too far.
If you just took a moment to try to de-escalate it, I know myself, if I was trapped in a situation, I have 4 or 5 cops with guns drawn on me, I might take a moment before I actually get out of the car.
Chicago police won't confirm whether Officer Walzer was reassigned because of the shooting. The shooting happened on March 9th near North Homan Avenue. Police say officers were trying to stop a white Mercedes they believed was connected to an earlier shooting. Video posted to social media appears to show officers surrounding the car as it tries to maneuver away. Moments later, an officer fires 6 shots. 41-year-old Derek Jordan was hit multiple times in the head and the face. The Cook County Medical Examiner's office ruled his death a homicide. The shooting is now under investigation, and Jordan's family say they believe the use of force was excessive.
For an officer to shoot 6 times into a vehicle that was registered, not stolen, and it was also said that this person was not the person that was in entrance in the expressway shooting, why would you shoot 6 times into that vehicle? I think that if he's still getting a paycheck, he should be fired. He should be fired without pension. And I do think he should be arrested like any other person would be arrested if they committed murder, which he did.
Police say a gun was recovered from the vehicle. Walzer is now assigned to the alternate response section while the Civilian Office of Police Accountability investigates the incident. Travelers heading to the airport this weekend may want to check security wait times before leaving home. TSA lines remain uneven nationwide because of a partial government shutdown and heavy spring travel demand. For multiple days now, the absentee rate has stayed above 9% as TSA screeners have been working without pay for over a month. In Chicago, lines are moving, and most passengers are just grateful for the agents showing up.
Well, I think it's horrible. The government should be open. They should get their back pay. They should get a bonus because it's almost, they're under duress if you don't get your paycheck. So when I go through there each and every time, I'm like, thank you so much. I appreciate you being here because if they don't work, some of these smaller airports are probably going to have to shut down.
One, to applaud them for showing up in spite of the fact that they are not getting paid. I think it's also patience for us as travelers to not take advantage, because it could be us tomorrow, even in our own professions. And I think how I feel about it is it's not fair.
This all comes after the Senate voted against advancing a funding bill for Homeland Security. Congress now has 1 week to find an agreement before their 2-week spring recess. The CTA is suing the Trump administration because they stopped paying for 2 of its projects. The Trump administration withheld almost $2 billion since last October. The money is meant to pay for the CTA's Red Line extension and Purple Line modernization projects. The Trump administration said they wanted to review it, but they never gave them any more funding. The CTA argues the move could put both of those projects at risk. Coming up, a robot goes rogue in California. We're going to show you the video and tell you how they got it under control when Good Day Chicago returns. Welcome back. 7:14. President Trump says he is winding down the war in Iran, even as more sailors and Marines are being sent to the Middle East. Caroline Elliott has the latest.
I think we've won.
Despite President Trump claiming victory, the Pentagon is now sending 3 more warships and over 2,000 Marines to the Middle East as the war with Iran enters a new phase.
All they're doing is clogging up the strait. But from a military standpoint, they're finished.
According to the U.S. military, the U.S. and Israel have hit 7,000 targets in Iran, but the Strait of Hormuz continues to be a problem, essentially shut down by Iran. President Trump has called for NATO to help the U.S. reopen it.
You need ships, you need volume. And NATO could help us, but they so far haven't had the courage to do so.
The Trump administration is reportedly considering plans to take over Iran's Karj Island, and the deployment of Marines could pressure the regime into reopening the strait.
It gives the president a whole range of new options, not just limited to the Karj Island, but all along the coastline of the Straits of Hormuz.
Meanwhile, the new Iranian regime appears to be picking up where the old one left off, executing 3 protesters Thursday for speaking out against the government, including a 19-year-old member of Iran's national wrestling team.
I'm absolutely not surprised by the typical behavior of the Islamic Republic Revolution. This is what they've been doing. This is their identity.
A State Department spokesperson tells Fox News Digital these executions should be seen as even more evidence as to why Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. In New York, Caroline Elliott, Fox News.
Mark Strell, I have loved the weather over the last, what do you want to call it, 36 hours?
Why wouldn't you, my friend?
Long walks with the pup. My girlfriend, she and I took her, Daenerys, just down to the end of the Navy Pier. We got to kind of walk. We go and we touch the anchor and walk back. It's a nice little stretch, and people were out and about. Some of the outdoor spots were serving drinks already. If only for a moment, because we know how April can be. It felt like a hint of spring.
Is that like Lincoln's nose? You go up and you rub the anchor?
Yeah, it's just, I don't know how it started.
Yeah.
We do this sort of daily walk where we walk along Navy Pier, and that's kind of our, like, touch the anchor, turn around, go back.
So where you touch the anchor, is it like shiny where everyone touches it, or is it just something you and Daenerys and...
It's just, and Iris, I don't know, again, I don't even know how it, and usually the thing is there are so many people there often taking photos that I'm pretty sure that there are a lot of people's family photos with a couple of people in the background going,
ah. I was just curious because, you know, if other people don't touch the anchor, now it's a thing.
Now it is, yeah, exactly right.
It's a thing.
Exactly right.
How did rubbing Lincoln's nose in Springfield, how did that become a thing?
It just became a thing. Who knows, man?
That nose
someone had to be the first person to do it.
Exactly, and you are it for the anchor.
Hey, it's a great honor.
I think that's the deal.
It's a great honor.
All right, breezes this morning, not very breezy. Our winds are fairly light, should be a pleasant day. Winds are generally going to be coming out of the south today, helping to pull those temperatures all the way up into the 70s. If you look at the satellite and radar, there's not a whole lot going on. Sure, we have some cloud cover here this morning, but I think that cloud cover will start to pull back. We'll start to see a little more sunshine as we go through the later morning and into the afternoon. Meanwhile, the Yooper seeing some snow, some sleet, some ice. Yeah, it's a whole different world. 70s here, even some 80s, but just one state away, it's still wintertime. We're looking down the lake, and you can start to see a little sunshine penetrate through the cloud deck. I think that will be the trend as we go throughout the morning. So here we are, 43 degrees, some cloud cover. We start to see partly sunny skies as we go towards midday, and then as we head towards the afternoon, mostly sunny skies, temperatures pushing into the 70s, easily the mid-70s for most of us. Upper 70s are certainly possible. And again, right along Interstate 80, I'm showing some 80-degree readings. Well, this is a look at the temperature outlook. This takes us all the way through April 4th. And this is a fine trend if you're looking for warmer temps. And the temperature trend here showing that we're looking at above average temperatures coming our way. Futurecast shows the cloud cover continuing to burn away, and that means sunshine for us today. It means a nice, gorgeous, pleasant day. I hope you get a chance to get out and enjoy it.
Get outside, enjoy it, because who knows what April will bring.
Yes.
I've got my mom is visiting in April, and she was asking about the weather, and I said, you know, could be 70
anything.
and sunny, could be a blizzard.
Could be snow.
I'll let you know when you get here.
Welcome to Chicago.
Exactly right. All right, take a look at this. A robot goes rogue in California. Staff at Hot Pot restaurant had to step in to restrain the robot. It knocked over items from a table during a dancing performance. You can see the bot kind of waving its arms in the air. It looks a little distressed. Took 3 servers to pull the robot away from the table. Thankfully, no one was hurt. This is how it begins, Mark Strell.
Told you.
It begins as a fun talker in the B block. Mm-hmm. And next thing you know,
they're running amok.
It's top of the A block.
Yes.
And we're looking at Terminator, and it's not fiction anymore.
You know what? I saw the movie I, Robot.
Yeah.
And I saw how that ends. So it's not very pleasant. Also, by the way, you probably knew this. The first 30 seconds of the movie features this building that we're in.
Oh, does it really?
Yeah.
I didn't realize that. I gotta be honest, I think I've only seen iRobot the one time.
The one time?
Yeah, the one time.
At band camp.
Yeah,
Sure.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's a different movie. That's a very different movie.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Listen, or you know what? At the end of the day, maybe he just wanted to dance.
Yeah.
You know what? Don't stop, never stopping.
Don't. I'm just afraid because it took 3 guys.
That's exactly right.
To
3 days
that little
to stop a dancer.
Yeah, right. Imagine what the
if I had the nickel.
The sous chef would be in the back, that robot with the knives. All right, talk about a hole-in-one. A Discovery groundskeepers at a golf course in England were inspecting a sinkhole at the 13th hole when they found a 19th century wine cellar buried underneath.
Wow.
Who knew, huh? Experts believed it belonged to a 12th century manor demolished there in 1888. The club has moved the historic bottles to safekeeping and resealed the site while they decide on how to toast this fascinating find.
I mean, some of those have got to be worth a lot of money,
a
right?
bazillion dollars,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You would think so. Yeah, I mean, because it only gets
Better
finer
with age, just like
right?
you.
Yeah. I don't know
Just
about
like
that.
you.
Don't know about that.
No, that's
Yeah.
I'm fascinated with stuff like that, you know,
Yeah.
and I love places where, you know, history goes back that far. I think that's very cool.
I remember as a kid, we were cleaning out. I can't remember what the deal was, but there was this old apartment complex about ready to be torn down. So I remember somebody found these bottles from Prohibition.
Oh, wow.
And it's like, whoa, look at this.
Yeah.
This is some good stuff. It's been around for, you know, almost 80, 90 years at that point. But nobody had the courage to, you know,
That's
sample.
one of those things, you know, you do it first, and let me
Yeah.
see, and then I'll gauge
Yeah.
the next 24 hours,
Yeah,
and then we'll
exactly.
go from there.
Yeah, I'll call you tomorrow morning.
Exactly. This is interesting. Beachgoers in South Beach did a double take this week when they spotted a sunbather lounging on the sand with a feathered friend in tow. Now, while most people maybe they bring their dog or even a good book, this local brought her pet duck along to soak up the sun and the surf. No word yet on if the duck preferred the salt water or just the attention. Whenever we run stories like this of look at this person who maybe unknowingly is being recorded and then the video goes viral, I kind of wonder, what is that person's life at this moment? Her phone's got to be blowing up. This video of her, whether she realizes it or not, is now going viral because I saw this before we put it on.
Right.
You think she's just having a very strange 36 hours?
I think she has a very strange life to begin with. I mean, she has a pet. Okay, we all have pet ducks at one point. You know, Ray Rayner had Chelveston. You know, so you know it was a little bit. You know,
I guess I haven't entered the pet duck era of my life.
I think it's okay. Ray Rayner.
I'm still
made
very,
it
very
okay.
basic with my dog.
He made it okay, but to take your pet duck on a walk, and to take your pet duck to the beach. That's quacky.
Listen, well, you've been saving that all morning.
No, I
haven't
haven't.
you?
It's the
That was
best
well
I can
done.
come up with.
All right, what do we got here?
Oh, more duck. I'm just fascinated by this duck.
We
Okay.
don't
All
want to move on from the duck.
All right. Well, kids can get some green for staying off the screens. An app lets parents reward their children with cash if they stay off social media. Deo allows parents to put money into a locked account, and kids can access it if they meet their goals for the week. Originally, the app itself tried to reward kids, but parents said it did not give them enough control. Leaders say this new allowance-based format seems to be working better for both of them and the families.
Listen, I don't mean to sound like old man shaking his fist at the sky.
Get off
But whenever
my
I was a
lawn.
kid, if my mom told me to stop watching TV, she didn't pay me to stop
No,
watching TV. I
exactly.
stopped watching TV because my mom told me to.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
That's called respect.
You know, I don't know. I don't get down off
you know
my
what?
soapbox.
I definitely kind of see what you're talking about because, not kind of, I definitely
There's
see
a
what you're talking
precedent
about.
that you're setting.
Yes, it is. And it's you're establishing that there will always be a reward for you for doing the right thing,
Exactly.
which is not always
you know, in the
case.
same way that every time I went to the store, I didn't get a toy or didn't get,
didn't get Twinkies.
Yeah, like sometimes I did and sometimes I didn't, and
that's life.
That's life.
You don't get Twinkies every day.
Yes,
that's life.
And just because you turn your cell phone over doesn't mean you get what did I
Money.
see $100 on that thing?
Wow, that's insane.
But you know what? Not my problem. Not my kids. Not my problem.
No, but they will be once they get out in the world.
that's true too.
You know, in about 20 years.
That's true too. All right, coming up, from Marvel Comics to the world of Middle Earth, he's been a part of all of them. We're going to sit down with a true movie legend, our extended conversation with Sir Ian McKellen when Good Day Chicago returns. Welcome back, 727. A few weeks ago, you might remember actor Sir Ian McKellen was in Chicago to spend some time with local Chicago students at the Chicago Shakespeare Theater. Well, while he was here, he only sat down with one station in town, and that's Fox 32. And we aired a little bit of our conversation with him with the promise of much more to come, because he was kind enough to give us 30 minutes of his time, a lot more than most actors give us these days. Well, I am truly excited to share with you part one of our extended conversation with Sir Ian, looking back at the kind of career that has shaped a generation of movie fans.
I wish the ring had never come to me. I wish none of this had happened.
So do all who live to see such times, but that is not for them to decide.
All we have to decide is what to do with the time it has given us. So my final question to you, Sir Ian McKellen, what do you think about what you've done, what you've decided to do with the time that was given to you?
After nearly 70 years of performing on stage and film, Sir Ian McKellen has done a lot with his time.
And all our yesterdays have lighted fools, the way to dusty death.
He's breathed life into the words of William Shakespeare.
I am capable of murder, I now realize, because I've imagined what it's like to be Macbeth.
He gave a character once confined to a comic book panel an irresistible pull.
The wind machine was blowing and I was just doing that. And over the loudspeaker the director was, "More, Ian, more!" And eventually had to shout out, "Less, Ian, less!"
And with 4 words, he defined an entire generation of cinematic storytelling. But today, Sir Ian is doing what he does best. He's giving his audience exactly what they want. A damn good show.
They were so enthusiastic. They knew what they were in for, I think. And we gave them a bit of Gandalf as a teaser.
I was in that crowd last night, and I truly believe with all my heart that there is at least one young man or young woman who is now going to pursue the arts, pursue acting, because of the stories you told and because of the wisdom that you impart.
Well, that may be, but I'd much rather know that there were going to be 600 people who would like to come back to the theatre.
600 students and teachers from the Chicago area packed into the Chicago Shakespeare Theater for a once-in-a-lifetime performance by the legendary Oscar-nominated actor.
My 3 favorite words in the English language: theater, Shakespeare, Chicago.
While they may have walked through the doors fans of Gandalf and Magneto, they left fans of Macbeth and King Lear. For long before he starred in billion-dollar movie franchises, McKellen was just a young man on a stage reciting the words of the bard, words that made him learn a thing or two about himself.
There's that old expression where they say that Shakespeare knows more about us than we know about ourselves. And I'd love to know,
very good, yes.
What does Shakespeare know about Sir Ian McKellen? What did maybe you not figure out about yourself until you dove into the worlds of William Shakespeare?
Oh, that's a very good question. Shakespeare's taught me that human beings, all of us, are capable of anything. Anything. As an actor, you have to imagine yourself in a variety of situations. You're a murderer, for example. You're extremely jealous, for example. You're desperately in love. Well, love, yes. Jealousy? Murderer? But no, I am capable of murder, I now realize, because I've imagined what it's like to be Macbeth. And I realize I am capable of that. Doesn't mean to say I do it, but I'm capable of doing it. And I think we're all capable of doing wonderful things and dreadful things.
One thing Sir Ian was certainly capable of is bravery.
Now, tell me precisely how you chose the moment to make this public, since you'd obviously thought about it for years.
I don't know that I had, and that's the rather surprising thing, that it took me until I was 49 to actually complete the process of coming out.
On June 3rd, 1988, at the age of 49, Sir Ian McKellen publicly came out as a gay man.
Your life changes entirely for the better when you're honest about yourself, because you don't care what anybody thinks. Everything becomes better. Your relationships with your family become better, with your friends. So, of course, your work improves.
You must understand how Hollywood was 20 years ago. If you were a star, nobody cared a tinker's cuss who you slept with, so long as you kept it out of the papers.
And the 5 magnificent artists nominated this year for Best Actor in a Leading Role are Ian McKellen in Gods and Monsters.
Before I came out and said I was gay, a lot of my acting had been about disguise, putting on odd noses and wigs and funny accents and not being myself. After I came out, I think my acting became about telling the truth and revealing rather than disguising. One of the first parts I played, having come out, was Uncle Vanya. In doing that one day in rehearsal, I got so exercised that I began to cry, as I'm doing now. And every time I played the scene, I cried. I'd never been able to do that before.
We're going to bring you the second half of our interview with Sir Ian in the next hour of Good Day Chicago. But coming up, if you are missing football season, the Flag Football Classic is today in L.A. And we're going to talk with Tom Brady all about it when Good Day Chicago returns. Welcome back, 7:36. Mark Strell, this feels like one of those weekends, if it's anything like it was yesterday, where you wake up, you look outside, and you go, I don't know what I'm going to do today, but whatever it is, I'm getting outside.
I'm going to do stuff.
I'm going to do stuff.
Outdoor stuff.
And the opposite of inside.
Yes, absolutely right.
Find a reason to be outside.
Yeah, because we're talking about temperatures today. In the mid and upper 70s is going to be a swell day. And yeah, I got to tell you, if you're going to pick a day to be outside today or tomorrow, today is definitely the day, because let's pick up the story. This is Sunday morning, tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock. You see a couple fundamental changes. Clouds are back. Notice the winds blowing out of the north off the lake. That means temperatures are going to begin to fall and some scattered showers popping throughout the day. I think any given place has about a 40 to 45% chance of some rain showers tomorrow, along with those falling temperatures. Initially, we had some warm conditions in on Sunday, but right now it looks like cooler air pushes in as we go throughout the morning and into the afternoon. So 70s today, but I think most of tomorrow will be spent falling out of the 50s and into the 40s. Here we are at 9 o'clock tomorrow night. Again, cloudy skies. We're drying out, but wind still out of the north. And look at that, a couple snow showers out over the lake, according to our forecast models. Yeah, we do have some clouds around this morning. Those clouds will be going away, though, as we go throughout the late morning into the early afternoon. And temperatures, yeah, on the cool side. Let's go 45 degrees on Sunday, 45 degrees on Monday. Tuesday and Wednesday, we're back up above average. We're back into the 50s. Thursday's looking pretty good, 64 degrees. However, there's a shot of rainfall there. We cool back down to, a normal-ish on Friday and Saturday. And then as we go Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of next week, look at that. We're back into some sweet zones with temperatures 60s, 70s, and even the mid-50s. So looking pretty good there. Futurecast does show the clouds clearing out as we go towards the, again, late morning into the afternoon. We're looking pretty good this afternoon. Look at this sunshine, winds flowing out of the south and out of the southwest, keeping those temperatures pumped up. And yeah, here comes some rainfall as we head into Sunday midday and into the afternoon. So yeah, outdoor stuff, today's your day.
Mark Straw, do you miss football?
I'm good with it coming back next fall.
Okay, fair enough. Well, if you are missing the football season, the Flag Football Classic is today in Los Angeles. Kyle Kraska from our sister station in LA sat down with NFL legend Tom Brady about what fans can expect.
The Fanatics Flag Football Classic happens Saturday at 1 o'clock Pacific time right here in Los Angeles at BMO Stadium. That is the same venue where flag football will make its Olympics debut in 2028. And joining me now to talk more about Saturday's event, not only a captain, but also one of the participants in the event. He is the 7-time Super Bowl champion, Tom Brady. Tom, so glad to see you. Let's get right into it. Tell us, why did you want to attach your name to this, and why did you want to play in this?
What do you mean, why do I want to play? I love football. I've been playing football since I was, a kid on the street with all my friends, and we first started playing touch football in the street, and then it was flag football kind of in the schoolyard. So kind of return to my roots. I can't play in the NFL anymore. Nor do I really want to. I want to go out there and grow the game of football in my own way. I do that as a broadcaster, but I get to do it again on the field this Saturday in Los Angeles, along with an amazing group of athletes, 24 athletes, professional. There's another group of the USA flag team has 12 participants. So there's 36 total players, 3 teams, a little round robin tournament, and we'll see who's ready to go because we're getting ready for LA 2028 and to see kind of where the pros stack up against the guys who've been playing this sport for a long time.
Yeah, you mentioned the 3 teams that are going to be participating in this, 2 of them filled with NFL superstars. And the list of names is staggering. Saquon Barkley, Alvin Kamara, Joe Burrow, Jalen Hurts, Devontae Adams, Deebo Samuel, Rob Gronkowski. I could go on and on. How on earth did you get so many of these elite athletes to buy into this?
Everybody wanted to play. And I think everyone wants to kind of see where they're at in terms of this game. It's been kind of a focus of the Pro Bowl games over the years, but this game's going to be a lot different. It's going to be way more competitive. Guys really kind of want to feel it out because I think a lot of these guys that are playing in this game want to go for the gold in a couple years. So to test their skill set, to see where they're at, to understand the differences in the competitive game of football that so many of the pros have played, but now, okay, you're going to a little bit of a different sport, a little different format. But we're going to see who really matches up. But I love our quarterback play. We've got some really elite quarterbacks playing, a bunch of Heisman Trophy winners. I love to beat those guys, so I'm happy they're on the other side of the ball, Jaden Daniels and Joe Burrow. And, I'm a little older now, but I still plan on going out there and kicking some butt.
You can watch the Fanatic Flag Football Classic right here on Fox Chicago. It starts at 3 p.m. this afternoon with the championship starting at 6 p.m. Also happening today, the Fighting Illini take on VCU in the second round of the March Madness tournament. Tip-off set for 6:50 p.m. The new sci-fi adventure Project Hail Mary is already a hit at the box office. It is set to be the biggest opening weekend for any movie so far this year. And while I may have gotten stuck on the side of the road talking to Ryan Gosling, we also traveled over to the Adler Planetarium with another star of the film who has spent plenty of time working right here in Chicago.
Lionel, welcome to the Adler Planetarium, my friend. How are you? Good to see you.
How you doing?
Is it true, all the years you spent working in Chicago, is this your first time at Adler?
Yes, absolutely.
How have you not made it over here yet?
I don't know. And the funny thing is, someone was literally telling me like a week ago that like this is their favorite spot. You got to go here before you leave. And then, as fate would have it, I'm now here.
Okay, at this point, couple of seasons of the Bear, couple of years, couple of harsh winters spent in our city.
Yeah.
Are you starting to look at your list of places to visit and go, oh, I got to hit up, like, I'm glad we're scratching Adler off the list now.
Yeah, I know. It's like you get used to some of the ones that are like the regulars of the things that you like, oh, I had to come back and see because I have a routine here now. So it's like cool expanding out of that.
Right.
And like through word of mouth and just like, whatever.
Right. I got to ask, what was your relationship with space as a kid? Was it something that sort of enthralled you? Were you into it? Were you coming out and touching meteorites like this?
No, I wasn't touching meteorites like this. That is cool. But,
that's a very specific thing to ask if you were doing.
Yeah, I was obsessed with meteorites and just touching. No, I loved space. I remember at one point I was like, I should be an astronaut. I should like leave my family, everyone I know, and go to space. I still love space.
Wait, for real? Is that for real? Like
I was like you know, as a 6-year-old,
of course,
is existential in their own way. But no, I've always loved space. I've always had like a fascination with it. And like science and like sci-fi and all that stuff. I think it manifested through watching sci-fi. But yeah, I was like, as a kid, I did love space.
I put the not an astronaut. I've never done anything. I've never done a space. I can't even moonwalk.
I feel like so many of us, our introduction to space is through pop culture. You know, like for me, it was A Galaxy Far, Far Away. It was watching Star Wars on VHS as a kid. What was your pop culture space? What was the movie or the TV show that got you into it?
Before I answer that, I'm gonna say it's funny, as you said that, you look out here and it looks like a Tarkovsky movie.
It really does.
It looks like Solaris, like the beginning. Where I'm like, oh, I get it. This is the environment. I grew up in LA, so this was not the environment I grew up in, but I get it. But I think the like Star Wars, and then also Back to the Future Part 2. The Back to the Future, like that. It started for me with like the time travel.
Yeah,
and I thought that was cool.
Do we have an expense account? We don't. But I do.
And I love this relationship with Carl and with Grace. And I feel like that bond that you guys have in the movie, I feel like it obviously you guys are great actors, but I feel like a lot of it comes from like you guys had to have hung out casually outside of shooting.
No,
really?
I met him. The first time I met Ryan was on set, like walking up as the cameras, like it's set up for the shot. Okay, this is day one of filming.
Right.
We met like right there on the spot, but it was cool. He's like a very warm and open guy, so it's easy to like build a rapport with him because he's like very funny, and then he loves improv, and he's just loose, and he's like very approachable, which I appreciate.
Where are you guys at on The Bear? How are you feeling about The Bear right now? You said you guys are nearing the end of season 5?
Film. Well, we've been here for a little bit, so it's like we'll be here for a little bit more and then finish up filming. Yeah. So we're in the middle of filming. Is where we're at right now.
Is it all kind of at this point, 5 seasons in? Is it like a bike you get back on? Is it relearning? Is it the city? Is it learning the city all over again, or is it just by this point you got it down?
It's like stepping back into a life you put on pause.
Yeah.
But it's like you have these people that you see that you haven't seen in a year, and then you go back into these relationships and these grooves, even with like the certain restaurants that you go to and the things, your eating habits that only exist here and nowhere else. And then, so you assume that's what it's like I pressed pause on this and now I'm back to this, and this is Chicagoland.
Thank you.
Do you have a coupon?
We don't need a coupon. We're the government.
Which government?
All of them.
Project Hail Mary, excuse me, got choked up. Project Hail Mary is now playing in theaters. Coming up, it is one of the coolest go-kart tracks I've ever seen. We're going to take you out to Schaumburg to check out Andretti, the new 98,000 square foot entertainment center. You got to see it to believe it when Good Day Chicago returns. Welcome back, 7:49. A new high-speed entertainment destination is now open in the northwest suburbs. It is more than just go-karts. We are talking arcade games, VR, and even a full dining experience. I stopped by Andretti Indoor Karting and Games in Schaumburg to get a better look.
We are out here in Schaumburg where one of the coolest go-kart tracks on the planet just opened. Welcome to Andretti.
We're here with Alex. Alex, you guys have been open for what, about a week and a half? This track, I mean, just take a look at this. Multi-layered, turns, spins. This thing is unreal. What's happening out here?
So what we have here is a one-of-one design. We are actually unique to every other Andretti in the country. We have 4 tracks. We start with the Mini Mario. It's ages 4 to 6. We have a junior track, 7 to 11 years old, an intermediate track, which is 12 and up, and then we are on the adult track, which is 18 and over, unless you have a driver's license or a driver's permit.
I mean, just from where we're at right now, actually on the track, you can tell that there's elevation to it, there's layers to it, there's turns. I mean, this is unlike any track. I mean, I know it's unlike any track in the state, in the city, but like it's got to be unlike any track in the country.
Yeah, absolutely. One-of-one design, like I said. 360 Karting did an amazing job with this. It's multi-levels, and it's absolutely amazing.
And this is just one of, I mean, this place out here, 98,000 square feet. It's much more than just the track.
We have over 150 arcade games. We have 5 different additional attractions, 2 VRs.
We don't have time to even showcase everything that you guys have. But yeah, you mentioned the laser tag. You mentioned the VR. You mentioned motion theater. I mean, it really is kind of an all-day thing. All right. That was awesome. That go-kart. I was out there yesterday, and it was amazing.
Jake, people look at you and they go, "I want Jake's job." That's the coolest. You have the coolest job in the
Well,
entire
I get to sit next to
universe.
you, and I get to talk about Punch. Have you followed the Punch debacle?
I think so.
It's been interesting. So Punch apparently is now seeing some happier days. The baby, this is called a macaque. A macaque.
Okay.
He first captured our hearts. You might remember he was bullied by the fellow monkeys at the Japanese zoo where he lives.
The fellow macaques.
Yes, but he has reportedly found love.
Ooh.
Punch has been doing a little cuddling, a little canoodling with a female macaque named Momo.
Mm-hmm.
So good. I guess now I want to know because remember he had a little
like a
little stuffed animal. Now I wonder, has he pushed the stuffed animal aside? To make room for Momo?
Again, would be a Disney movie.
I'm telling you. At least once a show.
Because now that little stuffed animal is sitting over the corner of the macaque land area, and it just all sad.
Yeah.
Probably being kicked around by the other macaques.
Exactly right.
Just ain't right.
Come on.
All right, the list is out. The most popular dog breeds of the year. And this year, there's a change for the #1 spot. The American Kennel Club says Dachshunds. They come in number 5, pushing the Poodle out at number 6. The German Shepherd made number 4. The Golden Retriever number 3. The Labrador Retriever number 2. But the breed Americans seem to love the most, the French Bulldogs, who have claimed the top spot since 2022.
You know what dogs I like?
French Bulldogs.
I
You
like,
like the mutts, I'm guessing.
I do. I like
Yeah.
the shelter dogs.
Yeah.
Those are my favorite. My dog's a shelter dog, and she's the best.
They are.
All the dogs from Paws, from any kind of rescue.
I am a dog lover.
Sure, of course.
And I don't want to throw shade on the French Bulldog.
Yep.
But they are kind of high maintenance.
They are.
Very high maintenance.
You know what?
And it's the birthing of additional French Bulldogs is very tough. It's a tough,
I didn't know that.
Tough situation. Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, a lot of times a vet is involved in that.
Oh, wow.
So,
I didn't know that.
Yeah. You gotta, just know what you're.
Know what you're getting into.
It's like an Italian sports car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Know what you're getting into.
Yeah, there you go.
All right. There's a reason I was given this story. From Han Solo to Sun Devil. Iconic, award-winning, legendary, the man, the myth, the legend, one of my all-time favorites. Mr. Harrison Ford is scheduled to speak at this year's ASU commencement. The Indiana Jones star will also receive an honorary degree from the university. I mean, he's an archaeologist.
He is, after all.
Dr. Jones.
Dr. Jones.
Come on. The school's spring commencement will be held at May 11th at Mountain America Stadium in Tempe. I mean, could you imagine? I mean, like, ask me who spoke at my graduation.
You know, it's funny because I was going to ask you, and I couldn't even
Couldn't tell you. Couldn't tell you. You know who it wasn't?
Yeah.
It wasn't Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
It wasn't Han Solo. It wasn't Jack Ryan.
Wasn't a former president. Wasn't anybody.
Get off my plane. Harrison Ford is one of my all-time favorite and one of my favorite people to interview.
I'm sure he is.
Some people consider him to be tough. I look at it as it's like a fun challenge.
Yeah, I can imagine.
He's funny. He's got a very, very
dry sense of humor.
But if you crack in there, it's taken me 20 years to do it. But I think he and I have hit a nice rhythm over the years.
Have you ever asked him about fly fishing?
I haven't.
Yeah.
That's probably the way in.
Because that's like his passion, right?
I remember my first interview with him. I think I was like 18 or something. And I learned very quickly because I was like, when you were in Star Wars? And pretty sure it was just all downhill from there. So I learned not to do that.
All right. Well, there's a new trend called silent walking. You know how you silent walk? You just shut the hell up. In an era where everyone has their phones out, or they're listening to music, they're listening to a podcast. Many people are ditching the tech and just enjoying nature. What a concept. Some see it as a time of meditation. Others just want some exercise. But the only rules are no headphones and no talking.
Here I will say, I was mentioning earlier in the show that my girlfriend and I, we do our afternoon walk whenever she gets home.
Will you go and touch the anchor?
We go and touch the anchor at the end of Navy Pier. That's always what, granted, we're kind of catching up with our day. It's the first time we've seen each other since the morning. And I wouldn't say it's, like it's obviously not silent walking, but kind of just detaching from,
not silent walking, but you guys are kind of in the same mode. You're both decompressing.
Yeah.
You're just enjoying the city. You're spending some time with each other.
Exactly.
And you don't need to force.
I know. Well, sometimes by nature of this job, I've got this out too much. So I'm trying to be better about putting that down.
Well,
because
we
there's
can
always
pay you money.
Yeah, exactly right.
From the story we did earlier.
Exactly right. All right, weather-wise, it's looking
today.
great. If you're going to go on a silent walk, perfect for today.
We would even let you whistle on a day like today. Not that I'm the walk police, but you know what? Go out and enjoy yourself. Today, some sunshine right here. This is actually Monday, 4:45. We kind of pick up the story there where we're back into a little peak of sunshine with temperatures on the cool side. In fact, right now we are in the 40s, which is pretty mild for this time of day. These are pretty close to our normal daytime highs. And these will be our afternoon highs tomorrow and our daytime high temperatures as we push into Monday. Look outside. We have some clouds right now. Other than that, gentle breeze coming off the lake at 5 miles per hour. It's 45 degrees right now at the big airport. 39 degrees at Waukegan, 44 in DeKalb, 44 in LaSalle, Peru, and 42 in Rensselaer. Daytime high temperatures today going up into the mid and upper 70s. I think along and south of Interstate 80, we could hit 80 today.
Love it. Love it. Mark Stroh, will you do me a favor?
Anything for you.
Will you not go anywhere?
I'm going to stay right here.
Right here.
All right.
More Good Day Chicago, more news, more weather, more everything coming up right here on Good Day Chicago at 8.
Why would you go anywhere?
Why would you?
Yeah.
Unless you got things to do, which I understand.
Well, sure.
We all got things.
Silent walking.
Yeah, silent walking.
Live from Michigan Avenue, this is Fox 32's Good Day Chicago.
It is 8 o'clock and the sun is gonna come out, despite how that photo looks. We are expected to be a nice and sunny day for the Chicago area. Mark Strell have an update on the weather forecast in just a little bit. And a Chicago man is now charged in connection to the death of a firefighter who lost his life after responding to a Northside fire earlier this week. And more travel headaches at O'Hare and other airports around the U.S. as the partial government shutdown continues. Good morning. Good morning. It is Saturday. We are joining you live this morning.
Live in
Fox
concert.
32 studio. I'm Jake Hamilton. That's Mark Strell. You know what's so funny? We've got a couple of different shots.
Right.
Different cameras around the city. That one that overlooks downtown with Sears Tower in it.
Yep.
Is the only one that really looks actually cloudy. We've got a couple of others. We've got a camera on the north side facing south. That looks like the sunny day that we've been describing. But that one particular shot looks like that cloud coverage that you're talking about is going to be burning off.
Don't be deceived by the cameras.
I know.
Don't
I never
be
am.
Deceived by your eyes.
I never am.
Right?
Yeah.
Here's what's going on. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, we do have.
It's burning off.
It's burning. We will continue to see that burn going on as we go throughout the rest of the morning and into the afternoon. And there's some breaks in the clouds. You can see a little filtered sunshine coming through. Look at the winds, or the lack thereof. 0 mile per hour winds right now in Gary. Also Chicago Heights. Morris, 0. And where we do have winds, they're, just a couple miles an hour. So a nice, nearly calm day today. And that's a good way to start the day as we go up into the 70s. In fact, we kind of skip through that. Let's go back and take a look at that because I've got temperatures all the way up into the middle and upper 70s today in Chicago. There you see the sunshine coming out this afternoon, overnight tonight. Yeah, some clouds, temperatures back down into the 40s and 30s, and as we head into the day tomorrow, some showers around, and temperatures tumbling tomorrow. Look at that. Temperatures eventually down into the 30s by late in the afternoon and early into the evening, and we stay chilly as we go into Monday. And Tuesday, we start to come back around a little bit. But Monday, a little bit on the cool side with temperatures back into the 40s. Right now, we are dry across the area. A few clouds, but those clouds will be burning off as we go throughout the rest of the late afternoon and into the evening as well. Jake?
Thank you, Mark. We are following breaking news this morning. An 84-year-old woman is dead following a house fire in Chicago's Logan Square neighborhood. Chicago police say officers and firefighters responded to a report of a fire at a residential home. After the fire was put out, they found the woman unresponsive inside the home. She was taken to a hospital where she later died. The Chicago Fire Department is still investigating the incident. Also breaking out of Logan Square, police are investigating a stabbing at the CTA Blue Line station. This happened in the 1900 block of Northwestern. Police say a 30-year-old man was on the platform when he got into a verbal argument with another man who used a sharp object to stab the victim. The suspect later ran away from the scene. The victim suffered a stab wound to the hand and was taken to a hospital. He's expected to be okay. No arrest has been made. There are pending charges against a man accused of intentionally setting a building on fire in Rogers Park. It is the same fire that killed Chicago firefighter Michael Altman. The suspect is facing felony charges. As Brett Bugansky explains, all of this is happening as tributes continue to pour in for Altman.
This is Sheaves Slate, who Chicago police said is now in custody, facing 4 felony charges, including first-degree murder and aggravated arson. Slate is accused of intentionally setting a fire to an apartment building on North Shore and Ravenswood in Rogers Park Monday morning, a fire that ultimately killed Chicago firefighter Michael Altman, who fell through the first floor into the basement and suffered severe injuries that put him in the hospital, where he died from his injuries Tuesday.
Michael gave everything in service to the people of Chicago, and we will never forget his courage and sacrifice.
We lost a hero. Firefighter EMT Altman displayed an incredible amount of courage and bravery and strength.
On Wednesday, Chicago police said they arrested Slate near Irving Park Road in Broadway. On Thursday, our sources told us officers arrested him on an unrelated case for failure to appear, but were questioning him in connection to the fatal fire. It's something I discussed with 45th Ward Alderman Jim Gardner.
When you hear about a potential arrest made in this fatal fire, how are you feeling about this?
We'll definitely let that play out. And, I have full faith in the Chicago Police Department that they'll do the job, every investigative piece that they should do and will do. And I have no doubt that justice will be served.
While Slate's legal battle is beginning, the city is getting ready to say goodbye to the man who epitomized courage, sacrifice, and love for his city. Friday morning, hundreds lined up from the Cook County Medical Examiner's office to Blake Lamb Funeral Home in Oak Lawn, where the Altman family prepares for his funeral.
Very hard worker, a guy I would definitely go to war with and then have a couple beers with right after.
Days ago, I spoke to some friends of Altman's, like Danny Conrad from Barstool Sports, who worked with him before they landed in their chosen professions.
Him and I, whether we were cleaning up puke together or just stocking beers, we'd always be like, man, we need to find a new job. And he said that, he would joke, don't forget me if you ever make it to Barstool. And I also think there's a special spot in heaven for those same types of people.
That was Brett Bugansky reporting. Chicago Police Superintendent Larry Snelling released this statement saying the loss of firefighter Altman is a profound loss for those who knew him and our city. Fox Chicago searched Chicago police records and found officers arrested Slate 3 times last year alone, one for possession of methamphetamine, another for retail theft, and another because of an outstanding warrant. Slate is scheduled for court today at 12:30. The city of Elgin fired one of its officers for a social media post regarding Operation Midway Blitz. Last October, Jason Lentz posted his support for ICE on Facebook. He also said businesses should check for undocumented immigrants. The city launched an investigation after learning about the post and put him on leave. The city found he violated policies and procedures. He was with the department for 28 years. A Chicago police officer is off the job and currently under investigation following a deadly shooting in Humboldt Park. Officer Max Walzer has been stripped of his police powers and reassigned while an investigation into the incident is still ongoing. The family of Derek Jordan says police went too far.
If you just took a moment to try to de-escalate it, I know myself, if I was trapped in a situation, I have 4 or 5 cops with guns drawn on me, I might take a moment before I actually get out of the car.
Chicago police won't confirm whether Officer Walzer was reassigned because of the shooting. The shooting happened on March 9th near North Homan Avenue. Police say officers were trying to stop a white Mercedes they believed was connected to an earlier shooting. Video posted to social media appears to show officers surrounding the car as it tries to maneuver away. Moments later, an officer fires 6 shots. 41-year-old Derek Jordan was hit multiple times in the head and the face. The Cook County Medical Examiner's office ruled his death a homicide. The shooting is now under investigation, and Jordan's family says they believe the use of force was excessive.
For an officer to shoot 6 times into a vehicle that was registered, not stolen, and it was also said that this person was not the person that was in entrance in the expressway shooting, why would you shoot 6 times into that vehicle? I think that if he's still getting a paycheck, he should be fired. He should be fired without pension. And I do think he should be arrested like any other person would be arrested if they committed murder, which he did.
Police say a gun was recovered from the vehicle. Walzer is now assigned to the alternate response section while the Civilian Office of Police Accountability investigates the incident. Travelers heading to the airport this weekend may want to check security wait times before leaving home. TSA lines remain uneven nationwide because of a partial government shutdown and heavy spring travel demand. For multiple days now, the absentee rate has stayed above 9% as TSA screeners have been working without pay for over a month. In Chicago, lines are moving, and most passengers are just grateful for the agents showing up.
Well, I think it's horrible. The government should be open. They should get their back pay. They should get a bonus because it's almost, they're under duress if you don't get your paycheck. So when I go through there each and every time, I'm like, thank you so much. I appreciate you being here, because if they don't work, some of these smaller airports are probably going to have to shut down.
One, to applaud them for showing up in spite of the fact that they are not getting paid. I think it's also patience for us as travelers to not take advantage, because it could be us tomorrow, even in our own professions. And I think how I feel about it is it's not fair.
This all comes after the Senate voted against advancing a funding bill for Homeland Security. Congress now has 1 week to find an agreement before their 2-week spring recess. The CTA is suing the Trump administration because they stopped paying for 2 of its projects. The Trump administration withheld almost $2 billion since last October. The money is meant to pay for the CTA's Red Line extension and Purple Line modernization projects. The Trump administration said they wanted to review it, but they never gave them any more funding. The CTA argues the move could put both of those projects at risk. All right, don't go anywhere. We're going to have more news and weather after the break. We'll be right back. Welcome back. 812. Three Cities Social Club is a modern, member-based social club built around authentic connection and culture and community. It launched a new series last month that helps spotlight leaders and voices. Joining me now, the Senior Director of Operations, Alicia Aubry-Bursey. Alicia Aubry, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Thank you so much. I'm doing so great because you're here. Tell people a little bit about what's going on.
Yeah, so Three Cities is like you said, a modern social club in Chicago. Our goal is to help adults find friendships. It gets harder the older you get.
Yeah.
So we bring people together around authentic community and connection and do things that they already want to do. Book club, wine tasting, sports leagues, all kinds of things.
How much is the secret to the success, quite frankly, getting someone to put this down? Because I feel like that is a big reason why we're not connecting with people as much anymore.
100%. I think the people that join are really looking for that connection. Tends to be conscientious millennials that are like, oh man, it's hard to make friends now.
Yeah.
I need to get out there, and we make it easy for you. We fill your social calendar for you.
You know, it's funny, you brought up a really interesting point, which is something that I wasn't really told growing up, which is it is harder to make friends as you get older. Most of my friend group are all of my buddies from grade school back in Texas, you know, and I've made friends here in Chicago, but it's harder as you get older. Why do you think that is? That might be a whole other segment we might not have time for.
I think it's, we get so set in our ways and we go out and we have these friends, but we don't expand beyond that. And at Three Cities, we're trying to help people explore the entire city of Chicago. That's where the name comes from, connecting the north, the west, and the south side of Chicago and letting people explore that.
You touched on a few of the activities you guys are doing. What are some of the things people can expect if they come out?
Sure. So we do at least 20 events, if not 30 or more a month. Like I mentioned, book club, wine tasting. We did an intro to play Dungeons and Dragons the other day. Happy hours, all kinds of things.
Oh, and what has been the reaction from people? Is there ever a surprise of like, oh, this is possible? It is. But sometimes we all of us need just that little bit of a push out the door, right?
Yeah, I've seen some beautiful friendships bloom there, and when there's something so beautiful when people find their people, and that's our whole goal.
Is it safe to assume that Mark Strahl's talking about the temperatures were moving in the right direction, right? And there's nothing like summertime shy. So many different things going on around the city. I'd imagine that opportunities are only going to expand as we get into the summer months.
Yeah, our newest location in Wicker Park has an outdoor terrace with beautiful views of the city.
Sold.
Yep.
Say less. I mean, that's got to be a lot of fun for a lot of people. How can someone get involved if they're hearing this and they're thinking, I got to do this?
So 3cities.com. We'd love to have you come for a tour, join. We'll give you a day pass, hang out at one of our events. We just want you to experience it. And actually, we have an upcoming event March 25th with Jimena Beltran Quan-Q, who's a writer and storyteller, and she will be talking about her experience growing up in Chicago and how this city has shaped her.
This is amazing. I love what you're doing because, like I said, this is something that growing up, I was never really told it's going to be harder making friends as you get older, but I love that you're addressing it and you're making it easier for people. So Alicia Aubry, thank you so much for what you're doing. We appreciate you, and hopefully more and more people join because it's a really amazing thing.
Yep, we'd love to have you.
Mark Strahl, will you be my friend?
I'll be your friend forever. Yeah, for sure.
That didn't sound like I'm not convinced. That didn't sound like your heart wasn't in that, Mark Strahl.
I don't know. I was kind of going for a Mr. Rogers thing. And I didn't think it was really
you would make a great Chicago's like what is it? Pittsburgh had Mr. Rogers.
Yeah.
You could be Mr. Strahl.
Mr. Strahl, welcome to the neighborhood, boys and girls.
Yeah. I like it. I'd watch that.
Although I would be more like, who's the country singer? We're barroom buddies, and that's the best kind.
You know what? You're speaking my language.
Yeah, it would be kind of like more of a Mr. Rogers, more like a country Mr. Rogers. I like it. I think. Yeah. All right. Well, I hope you get out to the country or out to the city or outside is really the optimal thing we're looking for here. We do have some clouds around this morning. But those clouds are going to depart as we go throughout the afternoon and into the evening. We'll have fair skies. As we look down the lake, you can see visibility halfway decent here today. We are dry. Winds are very light. And it's just going to be an enjoyable day. Overnight low temperatures tonight. A little bit tricky because our warmest temperature for Sunday will be coming at 12:01 in the morning, and those temperatures are going to continue to slide downward. So temperatures into the 40s overnight tonight, and that's actually going to be our daytime high temperature for Sunday, again, because that cooler air is pushing in overnight tonight and into the early morning hours. So temperatures tomorrow into the 40s for the most part, and we are into the 40s again on Monday as well. Cloudy skies, you can see some sunshine trying to poke through. That will be the trend as we go through the rest of the morning into the afternoon. But for this morning, it is mostly cloudy. 45 degrees this hour, winds out of the east at 5 miles per hour. A little teeny tiny wind chill of 43 degrees. Many locations not having any wind at all here, though. So very quiet conditions here this morning. The temperature's now 46 degrees at Midway, 45 degrees in Morris, 39 along the lake in Waukegan. Again, some clouds. Some thinning of the clouds out to the west, and that's the trend we're going to continue to enjoy as we go through the afternoon and into the evening. A little bit of snow, a little bit of mixed precip up from the Upper Peninsula north of Green Bay, back over to the Grand Traverse area in northern Michigan. So while we do temperatures in the 70s, pushing 80 degrees, it's still wintertime, not all that far away up to the north.
All right. Well, if you're missing football season, Mark Strahl, the Flag Football Classic is today out in L.A. Kyle Kraska from our sister station in L.A. sat down with NFL legend Tom Brady about what fans can expect.
The Fanatics Flag Football Classic happens Saturday at 1 o'clock Pacific time right here in Los Angeles at BMO Stadium. That is the same venue where flag football will make its Olympics debut in 2028. And joining me now to talk more about Saturday's event, not only a captain, but also one of the participants in the event. He is the 7-time Super Bowl champion, Tom Brady. Tom, so glad to see you. Let's get right into it. Tell us, why did you want to attach your name to this, and why did you want to play in this?
What do you mean, why do I want to play? I love football. I've been playing football since I was, a kid on the street with all my friends, and we first started playing touch football in the street, and then it was flag football kind of in the schoolyard. So kind of return to my roots. I can't play in the NFL anymore. Nor do I really want to. I want to go out there and grow the game of football in my own way. I do that as a broadcaster, but I get to do it again on the field this Saturday in Los Angeles, along with an amazing group of athletes, 24 athletes, professional. There's another group of the USA flag team has 12 participants. So there's 36 total players, 3 teams, a little round robin tournament, and we'll see who's ready to go because we're getting ready for LA 2028 and to see kind of where the pros stack up against the guys who've been playing this sport for a long time.
Yeah, you mentioned the 3 teams that are going to be participating in this, 2 of them filled with NFL superstars, and the list of names is staggering. Saquon Barkley, Alvin Kamara, Joe Burrow, Jalen Hurts, Devontae Adams, Deebo Samuel, Rob Gronkowski. I could go on and on. How on earth did you get so many of these elite athletes to buy into this?
Everybody wanted to play. And I think everyone wants to kind of see where they're at in terms of this game. It's been kind of a focus of the Pro Bowl games over the years, but this game's going to be a lot different. It's going to be way more competitive. Guys really kind of want to feel it out because I think a lot of these guys that are playing in this game want to go for the gold in a couple years. So to test their skill set, to see where they're at, to understand the differences in the competitive game of football that so many of the pros have played, but now, okay, you're going to a little bit of a different sport, a little different format. But we're going to see who really matches up. But I love our quarterback play. We've got some really elite quarterbacks playing, a bunch of Heisman Trophy winners. I love to beat those guys, so I'm happy they're on the other side of the ball, Jaden Daniels and Joe Burrow. And, I'm a little older now, but I still plan on going out there and kicking some butt.
And I believe he will. You can watch the Fanatic Flag Football Classic right here on Fox Chicago. It starts at 3 p.m. this afternoon with the championship starting at 6 p.m. Also happening today, the Fighting Illini take on VCU in the second round of the March Madness tournament. Tip-off set for 6:50 p.m. Mark Stroud, did you join the Fox 32 bracket?
What's the grand prize?
Bragging rights.
Oh, I thought maybe.
No, that's not true because I had to put in $10. So I guess it's $10 times however many people are in it.
Your employer is promoting gambling. Is that what's going on here?
Oh, don't get me in trouble on live television. If it makes you feel better, I'm not doing well.
Yeah,
it's not going great.
You know, the thing that amazes me is that no one ever in the history of brackets has ever picked a bracket perfectly.
Perfect. Yeah, because I don't know what the odds are, but it's like 1 in like a gazillion.
Yeah, 1 in the the odds of the universe.
I mean, but
right?
whenever I tell you I got the first game wrong, first like not even I couldn't even enjoy it for 2 or 3 games. First game
doesn't bode well.
I had Ohio going. Listen, here's the deal: beachgoers in South Beach did a little bit of a double take this week when they spotted a sunbather lounging on the sand with a feathered friend in tow. While most people bring a dog or a good book, this local brought her pet duck along to soak up the sun and the surf. No word yet on if the duck preferred the salt water or just the attention. Do we know, this might be a stupid question because I don't know an extensive amount of duck trivia, but do ducks like the beach? I always think of ducks in like a pond or a lake. I don't think of them as
I think they would probably avoid the beach.
Yeah, that doesn't
all
strike
things
me
being
like
equal.
the beach, doesn't strike me as
I want to know what's going on in that person's life that they're paddling around with a duck. And, like I said, I said earlier, it's okay to have a pet duck.
Sure.
Ray Rayner kind of made that okay. I mean, he had Chelveston.
Sure.
That was the big children's show here in Chicago.
Okay.
And, that it's okay. He had Chelveston, every day he'd feed him a little lettuce. But Ray Rayner never took his duck to the beach.
That you know of.
That I know of. Yeah.
That you know of.
Very good point.
I don't like this next story.
All right. Kids can get some green for staying off screens. Did you say you did like it?
I don't like this.
Yeah, I get you.
I don't like
it. The app lets parents reward their children with cash. You're paying off the kids. The little crumb crunchers need to be paid off, according to this guy, this social media app. It gives parents the ability to put money into a locked account, and the kids can access it if they meet their goals of the week. You just meet your goals. You know what the goals are? It's not watching social media. Well, originally the app itself tried to reward kids, but parents said it did not give them enough control. The folks there say the new allowance-based format seems to be working better for both them and the families.
I wonder about those kids whenever they grow up and get out into the real world, and every single decent thing they do, every basic human thing they do, they put their hand out.
Have their hand out.
You know,
You get a reward.
You know, like I said, you know, we were talking the last hour. You know, my reward whenever my mom asked me to stop watching TV, my reward for doing it was that I got to live to see the next day.
And in the future, you could watch more TV,
Yeah, exactly.
but just not all the freaking time.
I don't know. That's almost applicable to, like, you know, when my dog does something right and I give her a treat and she starts, now every time she does it, she expects it, you know.
A treat.
Yeah.
Right. And, you know, this is behavior modification that could go off the rails because you don't get treats all through life for doing the right thing.
Wait till they go to their employer and say, hey, I did my job today.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. All right. A robot goes rogue in California. Staff at a hot pot restaurant had to step in to restrain the robot. Knocked items from dancing during a dancing performance. You could see the bot waving its arms in the air, looked a little distressed, took 3 servers to pull the robot away from the table. Thankfully, no one was hurt. How come a robot does it, and it's a fun, cute little talker story? Person does it.
You do it.
Person has a few too many on a Thursday night.
Yeah.
And then it's in a different, what we say, it's a different block of the show.
Yes, it would be, if it were the newspaper, it would be in the police blotter section.
Well, look, he just, it is kind of funny when you watch the video that they're trying to pull him away and all he wants to do is
Keep
dance.
on dancing.
He just wants to dance.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
So
now I feel bad for him.
What would happen if they just let him keep dancing?
Let him go.
You know, I mean,
Maybe,
eventually.
maybe he's trying to say, like, no, I've got a routine and it tells a story.
Right. I mean, the worst that can happen, eventually his batteries are going to run down, right?
Listen, in the grand scheme of things, if that's all they're doing, let them go.
Although it is a sign the robots will soon enough be taking over.
And when they do, they'll be dancing.
Yeah, dancing with knives and machine guns.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, this is pretty cool.
Yeah, talk about a hole-in-one. Groundskeepers at a golf club in England were inspecting a sinkhole on the 13th hole when they found a 19th century wine cellar. It was buried underneath. While experts believe it belonged to a 12th century manor, there's a lot of teens in this story.
Yeah.
A lot of 1800s, 1200s, a lot of wine, and it was demolished in 1888. I promise you, no dates will be on the quiz after this. The club has moved to the historic bottles to safekeeping and resealed the site while they decide how to toast this fascinating find.
I mean, my mind immediately goes to the money, like that how valuable
What's
all
that,
of that
that's
is.
worth.
Yeah.
You know, it's interesting because, you know, how do you place a value on that?
Someone can place a value on anything.
Right.
There's someone's job who can do it. All right, there is a new horror film playing in theaters this week, and we're going to dig into Ready or Not 2 when we come back.
Ready or Not.
Back 8:30, the new horror sequel Ready or Not 2 opened in theaters over the weekend. The series follows a young woman who marries into a very rich family only to discover they have a pact with the devil and they must hunt her. I spoke with the stars about some of the awkward devil lines they were forced to say in the film, and the star of the movie, Samara Weaving, talks with me about wearing that same wedding dress over the course of now 2 different movies.
You want to clap it?
Okay.
82 Alpha Luna, take 2.
82 Alpha Luna, take 2. Hello, Grace. Welcome to our home.
Samara, I know obviously everyone I'm sure is talking about the dress, and I honestly actually applauded whenever this situation occurs where you have to put the dress back, because it kind of feels like you're super like hero. It's great. I'd love to know at this point in your career, what is your relationship with that dress? Please tell me that you actually get to keep it by this point.
I wish. No, I don't. I have the shoes. I have the Converse, but I don't have a dress.
You should have stolen one.
I should call the police and say, "Give me a dress."
You could have stolen one.
I don't know. They would notice a big old dress missing.
There's like 30 of them, though.
There are like 45 dresses.
The heads of the council families will try to kill you and your sister. Whoever does wins the high seat and controls everything.
Everything?
The world.
You're telling me you didn't know your fiance was in a devil cult?
Every time we had to say that sentence, it was so hard. And then recently I had to do some...
Hail Satan?
Yes, I wasn't going to say it now, but
oh, sure.
But go for it. It's not like saying Macbeth in the theater. And I had to ADR something, and I like couldn't at home say Hail Satan. Like I just couldn't do it in my house. Like I was just like, I need to go outside. Like it was just weird.
It does, yeah. I
Right?
get that in your own.
Then my
home.
neighbors are like, "Why is she yelling this outside?" It was a rough day. I finally chose to go to my car. I think I actually went to my husband's car.
That's amazing. Was it for this? Was it?
Yeah, they needed it for marketing purposes, so like it wasn't going to be done like in the studio.
Yeah.
And so they just wanted me to do it in my house, and I'm like, I can't say this in my home.
That's amazing. The game begins in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
No, we keep joking about it that Elijah and I would last the longest because we're both, petite and
Yes.
and we're both kind of flexible and can fit into small spaces. They'd never find us.
That's what I think.
I feel like we'd make it till the morning.
I agree.
My
We would
kids-
just literally hide.
When we play hide and seek, my kids, they never find me because I like get into these crazy, as an adult, you think there's no way she can fit in there, but somehow I can contort myself and fit in there.
You married into that family. Now they're dead. What you didn't know is that this goes far beyond them. By surviving hide and seek, you've triggered a new game. This time against the High Council families. Double or nothing. This part will be familiar. They will try to kill you.
Okay, I have a funny one that you may not even know about this movie and who plays our Satan in this movie. So you know who it is, right?
Our producer.
It's James, right?
Yes.
So when I first had Charlotte, my first daughter, I was like friends with this like little group of moms, and it was Amber, me, and Ginger. And Amber's husband is James. So when my kids saw the movie for the first time, like they were so into it, and then they're like, the devil. And like Rocky was too little to remember, but yeah.
That's
so isn't that funny?
amazing.
Like he's a dad in our dad group.
That is so sweet.
Between having Satan in your dad group and screaming Hail Satan in your car, like there's a lot of things going on.
Yeah, my house is a mess.
A lot of things going on in
You've
that
learned
house.
a lot about me in 4 minutes.
Mark Stroh, that's the ultimate compliment when someone says you've learned a lot about me in 4 minutes. That's the best we can do, isn't it? Look, a lot of great movies in theaters this weekend if that is your choice, but it also wouldn't be the worst choice in the world to stay outside.
And enjoy life.
Enjoy your life.
You know, go for a little walk, a little stroll. You know, get on the skateboard, whatever it is. Roller skates, whatever your jam is.
Were you a skateboarder? Right? Were you a skateboarding kid?
No, my kids were. Yeah. And yeah, that's why we always had Band-Aids.
Hey, you know what? They were living life.
Well, today you can live large. We've got some cloud cover starting to push away out through some of the western suburbs. You'll see some sunshine from, about Seneca back up to just about Sugar Grove here this morning. And then we're going to continue to see ample amounts of sunshine as we go throughout the afternoon. So today, look for temperatures up into the middle and upper 70s. Tomorrow, well, we've got a shot of rainfall, about a 35% chance of rainfall, 45 degrees the high temperature tomorrow, and that's actually kind of the 45 is about where we'll be overnight tonight. We're going to stay to about 45, and we're about 45 degrees on Monday. So those will be the two coolest days out of the next 7 because we're right back up into the 50s and the 60s as we go through the 7-day forecast. Well, right now, again, we do have some clouds. We will clear out, though. We're kind of in the middle of this little warm sector. In comes the cold front, slamming through overnight tonight into the early morning hours. 10:30 tomorrow morning, you can see widely scattered showers across the area, becoming a little more numerous as we go through the afternoon and then dissipating. So a pretty decent chance that a lot of us will see some scattered showers around the area. We're back into some cloud cover as we go early into Monday, and temperatures staying on the cool side into Monday as well. Today, 76, sunshine, warm, south winds 10 to 25 miles per hour. Overnight tonight, we're down to 48. Mostly cloudy skies, and then tomorrow, again, mostly cloudy, 40% chance of rainfall, temperatures of 45. This is your extended forecast. 40s Sunday and Monday, but 50s after that. We make it up to 64 on Thursday before tumbling back down a bit by Friday.
I'll take it, my friend. All right, you might remember a few weeks ago, actor Sir Ian McKellen paid a visit to some local Chicago students at the Chicago Shakespeare Theater. Fox 32 was the only station he spoke with, and we aired a little bit of the interview at that time with the promise of much more to come. Well, we are back with part 2 of our special conversation with Sir Ian, picking up back at the moment his career really changed forever when he took on a role straight from a comic book panel.
After years spent as a hero for many around the world, Sir Ian would take his career to the next level in the year 2000, playing a villain.
The war is still coming, Charles, and I intend to fight it.
These days, just about every 20 minutes or so, they announce another actor cast as a superhero in a Marvel film. But over 25 years ago, these movies were not being made on the regular. Actors were not lining up for these roles. No. It was seismic when it was announced that someone of your caliber was going to star in a film called X-Men. Do you remember the very first time you ever heard the name Magneto?
What's a Magneto? A very powerful mutant.
I was immediately taken to Magneto because there he was in a tight pair of trousers, wide apart, everything on display, very impressive. I didn't get to wear a costume like that.
There's still time.
Is there?
Why do you come here, Charles? Why do you ask questions which you already know the answers? Yes. Your continuing search for hope.
This is about something. This is about what it's like to be a stranger in society. You're a mutant, you're not like other people, but you have special qualities. And this is a metaphor for what it's like as a particularly young person to feel outcast and not appreciated. This is about what it's like to be gay. And then I was told by Stan Lee, who'd invented the characters, that it was Marvel's favorite publication, X-Men, because it was about their readers. Demographic for X-Men is young blacks, young Jews, and young gays. What an audience.
I've heard these arguments before. It was a long time ago. Mankind has evolved since then.
Yes, into us. So I felt, oh my God, we're doing something important. But then when we came to do it, I said, where are the big speeches? If you've done Shakespeare, you know that you're going to have a big speech about life. But nothing. Of course not, because these were comics. There are no big speeches in comics. They're a little pow.
How many different ways did you figure out to do this?
When I detached the Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco from its moorings and was sailing it through the air, and the wind machine was blowing, and I was just doing that. And over the loudspeaker, more, Ian, more! Eventually had to shout out, less, Ian, less!
For most actors, having one iconic character is the dream of a lifetime. For McKellen, it was just the beginning.
A wizard is never late, Frodo Baggins. Nor is he early. He arrives precisely when he means to.
Do you remember your very first take as Gandalf, the first time Peter Jackson called action?
Yeah.
And you brought him to life for the first. What
I
scene
do.
was
It
it?
was my very first scene in the movie. And I was in a little horse and cart, and we were racing along in Hobbiton, and the wind blew my hat off. So we had to spend the morning working out how to keep Gandalf's hat on.
How did they keep it on?
I'm not going to tell you.
Oh, God.
Shall not pass!
In the book, it's you cannot pass. And whether I got it wrong or the script got it wrong, I'm at this stage not quite sure. But I'm very happy to be stuck with what's a bit of a classic now.
I am the servant of the secret fire, wielder of the flame of Arnor.
The thing in the movies is quite what it seems, and that I was actually just walking along a yellow line in an empty studio on the flat floor, imagining I was on a perilous bridge over a dreadful drop, confronted by a monstrous, fiery figure, the Balrog, who was actually just an eye line. It was a yellow tennis ball on top of a pole.
Flame of Udun!
Hard to imagine, and I did say to Peter, what does it look like? Well, we haven't quite decided yet, Ian, but it'll be pretty frightening. Pretty frightening.
He was right.
He was, yes.
Over the course of your career, how often are you told, I loved you as Dumbledore? You were great in the Harry Potter films.
Rather more frequently than I would like, because I don't want to be confused with a brilliant actor like Mike Gambon. But I did say to him one day, Mike, do you ever get mistaken for me? Oh, he said, the whole time. I said, what do you do? Oh, he said, they bring me their wretched 8x10 photographs of Gandalf. I said, what do you do? Oh, he said, I just sign your name.
One thing people will never be confused about, whether it's a Shakespearean stage, a comic book panel, or Middle-earth, Sir Ian McKellen's lifetime of legendary performances has forever shaped generations of movie fans.
I wish none of this had happened.
So do all who live to see such times, but that is not for them to decide.
All we have to decide is what to do with the time that is given us. So my final question to you, Sir Ian McKellen, what do you think about what you've done, what you've decided to do with the time that was given to you?
Well, it began in a selfish way, I was intrigued. I wanted to know more. How does it work? I wanted to be in the world of theatre. And then I realized that there was, beyond the people who did the work, the people who came to hear it and see it, the audience. And then now my work is about not satisfying myself, but satisfying them. The two are very closely knit together.
You have satisfied us for a very long time, sir. Sir Ian, this is one of the great honors of my life. I know you have a lot going on, so I truly do appreciate your time, sir. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much.
Let me have a look at this.
Yes, sir.
Can I write something in this?
Please, I'd be honored. I'd be honored. That book is now proudly displayed on my shelf. If you'd like to see our full conversation with Sir Ian, please head over to fox32chicago.com or just follow me at Jake's Takes on Instagram, and I'll post a link later today. Coming up, Manny's is a cornerstone of Chicago's food scene, serving up classic Jewish deli sandwiches, and they are cooking up something special for us when Good Day Chicago returns. Welcome back, 846. Manny's, you know it, you love it. It has been serving up classic Jewish deli sandwiches, fresh bagels, home-style comfort food since 1942. It's been a great spot for locals, politicians, visitors alike. It is currently gearing up for Passover Seders, and joining us now to explain, the owner, Ken Raskin. Mr. Raskin, we love you guys. Thank you so much for everything you do. You guys are always busy just about every day of the year, but tell me a little bit about what you guys have coming up.
Well, it's the Passover holiday coming, and there's a lot of symbolism, and it's a family dinner. It's called a Seder, and there's so much symbolism in there. It's amazing. We have a Seder plate, which is different representations of different things. We have parsley dipped in salt water that demonstrates what the tears of the Jews when they were in slavery. This is chopped apples and walnuts and wine and cinnamon, and that symbolizes the bricks that they built for the pyramids. Horseradish are bitter herbs, which obviously symbolizes bitter times. And this is a lamb shank, which symbolizes the slaughtering of the Paschal lamb. So we go through, and there's a whole service. The Seder is a service. On Passover, you go through this, the Seder plate, all its symbolism. We have the matzah crackers, where we have 3 boards of matzah, and we break the middle board in half, and we put it in a bag and hide it. And that's the activity for the kids. They go running around and go to find it, and whoever finds it actually wins a prize, but the prize is shared to all the children. And this is what it looks like, and we'll hide it in a couch or in a cabinet, somewhere where they're safe.
Ken, really quick, I'm gonna jump in. I was telling you during the commercial break that I was out there on Tuesday for Election Day because so many people, so many politicians tend to stop by Manny's on Election Day. It was also St. Patrick's Day that day, so a lot of people were coming out for their corned beef. And I love that whether it's St. Patrick's Day or whether it's Election Day or whether it's Passover, you guys are so ingrained in different aspects of the community. Why do you feel like over the decades that there are really so many reasons that people come out to see you guys?
Well, one of the main reasons is that we really haven't changed over the years. We did remodel the restaurant. We have all new equipment. Well, it's like 7 years old now. But we keep up with the times that way. But when you walk in here, you still feel the family and the food exactly the way it was. And even some of the employees have been here 30, 35 years. Actually, Gino's been here over 40 years. And people feel very comfortable with that. During those times, I try to be here to show my face, even though I'm retired. But my son Danny has taken over and really just doing the same way I was, but with a little bit more modern flair.
Well, you guys are doing a great job. Ken Raskin, we love you guys out at Manny's. It was a brilliant way for me to be able to spend my day on Tuesday. I walked out with a couple of sandwiches, for which I was very grateful. We love you guys. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for everything you do for our community, sir. Always good to see you.
Well, thank you very much.
Take care. When was the last time you were out there?
It was during a political event.
Yep.
It's been over a year, but exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, right? It's just, right? It's part of the community. All right, here we go. How about this? Pop House Entertainment has acquired Tina Turner's name, image, and likeness, along with most of her music catalog rights. The company, co-founded by an ABBA member, is actually known for digital avatar concerts and immersive music experiences. The deal opens the door for future projects, including possible digital performances surrounding Turner's music, which earned her 12 Grammys and 150 million record sales, making her catalog one of the most valuable in music.
That is so cool, and it was only a matter of time that, this was going to be here, that you're going to be able to see an avatar and see, iconic folks that have passed, but you can see them on stage.
I don't know if that has a lot of appeal to me, because in the back of my mind, I would just know that's not them.
You don't want to go see Elvis right there, 30 feet away?
I mean, I don't really get, other than it being like a hologram, I don't really get the difference between that and watching him on TV. I'm never going to be convinced, unless it's maybe you put on a helmet and it's like a VR experience and maybe then it kind of makes you feel. But I gotta be honest, seeing a hologram, it doesn't do it for me.
Well, what if we included a little AI? Now all of a sudden he's going, Jake, how you doing?
Okay, now
what's going on?
Now you're sold. Now the secret is to any experience. If you make it about me, then we're good.
Well, it's good to know.
Then we're good.
All right. Well, let's see if I can do that with this show here. You have a really cool dog.
I do.
Daenerys is not on the list.
She's
Yeah, because
she's a lot of great things blended together.
See, that's what makes a great dog.
Yes, it does.
Well, this list is about the purebreds. The purebreds. This year, there is a change for the number 5 spot. The AKC, the American Kennel Club, says Dachshunds come in at number 5, pushing the poodle right on out. At number 6, the German Shepherd. At number 4, the Golden Retriever. At number 3, the Labrador Retriever. Number 2, the breed Americans seem to love the most is still the Frenchie, the French Bulldog, who claimed the top spot since 2022.
You know what I love about Golden Retrievers is they always look happy.
They do.
They always have a very smiley face.
They are happy dogs.
Yeah.
They are kind of like the happy jack of dogs.
Yeah, but you know what? We said it in the last hour, and I'll give another shout out to not just Paws. I know I do a lot of stuff with Paws because Daenerys is a Paws girl. But any animal, any dog shelter, any dog or cat shelter, any animal shelter around the country, shout out to what they do. Nothing wrong. Pure breeds. God love them. Great dogs. All all dogs are good dogs. What was that expression? Every dog owner believes their dog's the best dog, and everyone's right.
Oh, I've never heard that expression
Every
before.
dog's great, but if you get the chance, the shelter dogs, the ones that aren't pure breeds, that don't come with all the papers.
Have you used that in the speech for your Paws presentation?
Probably. I read it somewhere, and it held true with me because in the same way that I believe my dog's the best dog, I'm sure someone at home watching believes their dog is the best dog, and guess what? Yours is, as is mine.
Unconditional love.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
Favorite Harrison Ford movie?
Well, like Indiana Jones. You know, there's really not a lot of bad movies.
No,
Yeah.
he's
done
and he's a
well.
Chicago guy.
Right?
Yeah, and she filmed so many movies here. From Han Solo to Sun Devil, legend, man, myth, Harrison Ford is being scheduled to speak at this year's ASU commencement. The Indiana Jones star will also receive an honorary degree from the university. The school's spring commencement will be held May 11th at Mountain America Stadium in Tempe. Were you around? You would have been, right, when they, what would have been, 92, 93, when they filmed Fugitive around here?
I was not in town at that time. I was out, pursuing the television thing on the West Coast.
Yeah.
But, a lot of folks that we know that we've worked with in that movie. Craig Wall.
Craig Wall is in
that
it?
movie.
No
Yeah.
kidding. One of our, funny enough, we were just talking about him in the last hour. Illustrious photographer Sean Gibbons is in the parade sequence. I think a lot of guys, I think a lot of folks made it somehow into the iconic parade chase. If you're familiar with that.
No
scene.
kidding. Well,
Yeah.
I'm going to have to go back and watch it with my remote control.
Yeah.
And, freeze.
Yeah. And, director Andrew Davis, he's a Chicago guy and had shot a couple of movies here in Chicago.
Yeah.
But,
Very cool.
I'm a huge Harrison Ford guy.
Yeah. Well, yeah. You and me both.
Yeah.
Well, there is a new trend called silent walking.
People are doing it. It's a thing.
In an era where everybody has their phones out or their earbuds in, or listening to music or podcasts, many people are just ditching the tech and are enjoying nature. What a concept. Some see it as a time of meditation. Others just want some exercise. But the only rules are no headphones and no talking.
Don't you sort of feel like, in a way, the pendulum is swinging back in the other direction? So much of this is about putting down your phone, getting away from technology. We just had a guest on in studio talking about sort of friends gathering, where the number one qualification is put your phone down and connect with people. I did a live shot at Let's Boogie record store earlier this week, celebrating 50 years. And they're talking about, it's called Let's Boogie. Yeah. And they talk about how, like, these younger generations are coming back in and starting to buy physical media again, starting to buy vinyl and CDs. And I'm starting to collect VHS tapes for movies that I love.
No kidding.
I just feel like, we went so far, with the introduction of technology, because it moved so fast that there is sort of a, not a massive swing, but there is a little bit of a swinging of the pendulum in the other direction.
Right, there's kind of a little bit of an equalization, and especially vinyl. I heard just the stats the other day on the radio, and they were talking about how vinyl sales continue to just go up exponentially year after year after year.
I have a couple of really cool looking vinyl actually framed on the wall of our apartment.
No kidding.
Yeah, I've got the Jaws soundtrack on vinyl, and the record itself is blue with red on it because it kind of looks like there's blood in the water. So I even go as far as framing them on my wall.
Okay, so here's what I want to know: are they like glued in the frame, or could I?
No, you could take them out. No,
I could play them.
You could absolutely play it. And I wanted to make a point for that I could take it if the mood ever struck and I was feeling a little John Williams in my life, I could take it out of the frame and put it on our record player, which we do have.
I remember seeing this. I don't know if it was a garage sale or whatever, but someone had taken an old piece of vinyl. Now this was done years and years ago. They must not have liked the artist, and they melted it to turn it into some sort of like a candy bowl.
Oh, they at Let's Boogie they have those, and the reason they do that is they get a lot of records that are like scratched and unplayable. So they'll take them, kind of like just heat them just enough so you can fold them, and you can make them a candy bowl, make them whatever the case may be. They funny enough, right when you walk in, there's a table full of them.
Oh, yeah, I didn't know that was still a thing.
It was very cool.
Yeah.
All right, you might remember the story of Punch, the monkey that was being bullied by some friends at the zoo. Well, guess what? He got the last laugh.
Yeah,
Things are looking pretty good for Punch, because the macaque who first captured our hearts after he was bullied by some fellow monkeys at a Japanese zoo where he lives, well, he's reportedly found love. I don't know why our producers, they put love in quotations.
Oh.
Take it out of quotations. It's just love, baby.
Just love.
It's just love. Punch has been spotted cuddling with a female macaque named Momo. But if you look, we were asking what happened to his little stuffed animal.
Right.
Seems like it's right off frame. I'm watching the video, but I feel bad. And like you
feel
said,
bad for the stuffed
this
animal.
is the first 10 minutes of a Pixar movie.
Right.
And then the journey is going to be they leave the little stuffed animal behind, and then the movie is about the journey
to come back
and
find him?
to come back to what's his name? To Punch and Momo.
Because they realized that Punch was really
what brought them together.